Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into NFL offseason rumors number 3. We've got huge stuff to get to. Aaron Rodgers. Is he demanding a trade? Is he retiring? What's going on there? The Instagram post last night, we're going to talk about it. We've got Jarvis Landry in the news. We've got Deshaun Watson stuff to get to. But guys, we lead with the Aaron Rodgers saga. Late last night, Aaron Rodgers posts a number of photos on Instagram talking about, how he's thankful for his Green Bay teammates. Many people speculating he will be demanding a trade today, announcing it on the Pat McAfee show. He went on the show at 1:05 Eastern time. I was watching it. It was actually kind of funny because I was watching ESPN, their 1 o'clock hour, and they were kind of hyping it up like they couldn't say it. That he was announcing something on the Pat McAfee show, but they were kind of talking about him. Anyways, guys, 1 minute into the session with Pat McAfee, Rodgers says there's no news. It is what it is. People were speculating off the Instagram posts. Guys, I'm going to tell you the 3 things that I know right now about Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to tell you the 3 things. Number 1, Aaron Rodgers is not retiring. That's number 1. I know people are speculating it. He's kind of a weird dude, right? If you're thinking about a guy who could retire after their MVP season, Aaron Rodgers could be that guy, but no, he's not retiring. Number 2, he's not staying with the Packers. And number 3, the third thing that I know, he will be demanding a trade, guys. This is documented. I said I guarantee Aaron Rodgers will demand a trade last week in my video when I listed the 3 main reasons why Aaron Rodgers is leaving the Packers. The Packers are in complete salary cap hell right now. They're going to be forced to franchise tag Devontae Adams next year. It's disgusting. Rodgers knows he only has a few years left of his prime. He is leaving Green Bay. He'll be demanding a trade. And you take a look at some different options like the Colts as an option, a potential landing spot. Also, we've heard a lot about the Denver Broncos and maybe a dark horse like the Pittsburgh Steelers. But guys, the news on Aaron Rodgers, from Aaron Rodgers, there is no news. He announced it on the Pat McAfee show. But guys, trust me on this. I hope ESPN gives me credit when he comes out demanding a trade. I was first on this. You guys know my video was out last week. This is all documented. It's all on record. It's all on videos. I said Aaron Rodgers was getting traded. It's the logical thing. You had all these idiot ESPN people saying, oh, Aaron Rodgers should go back to Green Bay with $58 million over the cap. He should go back to Green Bay with 3 elite years left. The dude's 37, 38 years old. He's got, 2 years left of elite football play. He needs to leave. He knows it. And last night, the message, he does a lot of weird things. I don't know what that was. I thought it was him saying, goodbye to his Packers teammates. Maybe that's what it was. But overall, he said, just wanted to reflect on the season. There's no news today for that, so we have that. Another thing, Mike Williams possibly getting paid like a number 1 wide receiver because that's what top of the market receivers get. That is a report that came out yesterday, and oh my goodness, I've got nothing against Mike Williams, but this is the classic case of a receiver has his, great one huge year at literally the perfect right time, right before free agency. Mike Williams hadn't been this unbelievable number 1 receiver. I don't even think he was a number 1 receiver last year. He was inconsistent. I think Keenan Allen is the Chargers' number 1 receiver. I would preface this, and I would tell the Chargers to be very careful about throwing a ton of money at Mike Williams. Personally, we will see what happens there. Deshaun Watson, we've got a report from Houston. The Texans don't plan to lessen their asking price for Deshaun Watson, which has been 5 to 7 assets, including 3 first-round picks. Now, they're reporting that right now. What I think will end up happening is they will get a, kind of a young, decent player along with 2 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson. No team, unless maybe the Eagles this year, because they actually do have 3 first-round picks, the Eagles do, no team is going to be able to give up 3 first-round picks for really any one player. If the whole thing clears up, that gives Houston more leverage, definitely, to trade Deshaun Watson. He still is signed for like 3 or 4 more years, which is great for Houston. As long as this, situation with him in the courts clears up. But yeah, I think they will end up lowering their asking price. They're not getting 3 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson. They will, though, get 2 first-round picks and a good young player. That is my prediction on that. We've got combine news. The NFL announced it will not require draft prospects to remain in a so-called bubble during next week's scouting combine. So, little funny story. This all took place in like the span of a day. the agents and the prospects heard about this bubble thing, and I think it's just ridiculous. You're going to have a bubble. We're in 2022. It's ridiculous. You should not have a bubble. These are 20-year-old players. It is what it is. But the players are like, listen, we don't want this. This is ridiculous. They were going to boycott the thing, and the NFL literally 3 hours later comes out and says, okay, we're doing away with it. So that was a quick thing. There should be no bubble. It's 2022, folks. Are we over the whole bubble thing? Give me a freaking break. Moving on, we've got this mock potential trade between the Bengals and the Texans. The Texans clearly rebuilding. This has Laremy Tunsil and a 2022 second rounder, a 2023 third rounder going to Cincy, getting them a true left tackle in exchange for Trey Waynes and a 2022 first rounder and a 2022 third rounder. I imagine the Texans acquiring Waynes would just be to offset the money that Laremy Tunsil is making. But if I was Houston, I'd be very interested in this trade, getting another asset, trading Tunsil, trading that big contract away. He's a good player, but really right now Tunsil is doing you no good. You're going to have to trade Deshaun Watson very likely for multiple draft picks. You're in a rebuild right now. You're in a rebuild, and they've probably got their coach in waiting, Josh McCown, who is not even their head coach right now, but I think he's on the staff. I think they hired him as an assistant role. Lovie Smith, the new head coach in Houston. You got to feel for Lovie. It's a very tough job there in Houston. They're in full rebuild mode right now. Now here's some Carson Wentz news. There's a rumor being floated that Carson Wentz was a bad leader on the field and practice. While this cannot be confirmed, this could be behind the scenes stuff that clearly doesn't add up to me. If true, the non-committal response from the Colts could stem from this and not his play. I highly doubt this is the case. Carson Wentz seems like a good guy. He seems like a leader. To me, the Colts want to upgrade the quarterback position because they want to win a Super Bowl. And they know that they need a better quarterback than Carson Wentz to win a Super Bowl. And I 100% applaud Indianapolis for being proactive, not staying in the same place, not saying, well, if we surround Carson Wentz with every single exact piece, he could maybe be a Super Bowl winning quarterback. They know, listen, in all likelihood, we need to upgrade the quarterback position, and that's what they're going to do. I don't think Carson Wentz was a bad leader. He's just not good enough to win a Super Bowl unless everything around him is 100% perfect, and the Colts know that, and they're trying to upgrade the position. I applaud the Colts for doing this and not staying pat and staying with Carson Wentz, kind of like Minnesota's doing with Kirk Cousins. I understand finding quarterbacks is very tough, but I applaud them for at least trying to upgrade the position. I don't think there's anything to do with him being a bad leader. I just think they don't think he's good enough to win a Super Bowl, personally. Moving on, these are some of the key players that could receive a franchise tag. The NFL window for using the franchise tag opens today. This tweet was from today, and you've got Davante Adams, who very clearly will be a candidate with the Packers in salary cap hell. Chandler Jones, CJ Jackson, that would be a great use of a franchise tag. See if he could have back-to-back great years. Quandre Diggs, Mike Gesicki, a tight end. Harold Landry, Orlando Brown, Carlton Davis, Jesse Bates, Marcus Williams, and then how about the Browns tight end, the athletic freak at the bottom, David Njoku as well. We've got Jameis Winston stuff. Jeremy Fowler says, many around the league expect the Saints to bring back Jameis Winston in 2022. You got to feel bad for the Saints and their salary cap situation. There's just not a lot they can do right now. They are in the pits, and even people are like, well, they always maneuver it. They always get under the salary cap. Yeah, but they really can't do anything. They can't go out and get any free agents. They have to keep maneuvering to get under it because they have so many players under contract for $10 million, $12 million, $14 million per year. There's not a ton of options at the quarterback position. One guy I've seen in some mock drafts that I think would be a good fit, Matt Corral, potentially to the Saints. I don't know if he'll drop down far enough. I believe the Saints have the 18th pick. I believe that's correct. I'm not sure if he'll drop down far enough if that is the case. But guys, that is all the big news, the big stuff. Aaron Rodgers, the Instagram stuff last night saying thanks to all the Packers players. Everyone, he goes on the Pat McAfee show today. They think he's going to announce a trade or maybe a retirement. It doesn't happen. The bottom line to know, Aaron Rodgers is going to be demanding a trade within the next week. It needs to happen quickly because the Packers need to know what they need to do with Davante Adams when it comes to the franchise tag. They're going to have a 2-week period starting today to potentially franchise tag Davante Adams, depending on if Aaron Rodgers wants to come back or if he wants to be traded to another franchise. Guys, make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.